Do you have the ability to delay gratification? Let's define this term. To delay gratification means to resist a smaller but more immediate reward in order to receive a larger or more enduring reward later. And when I think of delayed gratification, I think of someone in the Bible who did not have this ability. This person is Esau. Esau was the oldest twin to Jacob. And Esau, since he was older, was given the birthright. Now, the birthright was accompanied by temporal possessions, so cattle, livestock, money, but more importantly, spiritual blessing. Now, this spiritual blessing meant that this person was to become the priest of his family, the leader, the one that would reflect the character of God, the one that would create an environment where his family would worship the true God. He needed to be obedient to God's commandments. But Esau, he wasn't too concerned about this. Unlike Jacob. Jacob wanted the spiritual blessing, but Esau, he was more concerned with the here and the now. Check out what happens. Check out the story that unfolds in Genesis 29, beginning in verse 29. It says that Jacob was cooking a stew, and Esau came from the field, and he was weary. And Esau said to Jacob, "Please feed me with the same red stew, for I am weary." But Jacob said, "Sell me your birthright as of this day." And Esau said, "Look, I am about to die, and what is this birthright to me anyway?" And so then the transaction was made. Esau sold to Jacob his birthright. When I read this story, I think, first of all, Esau was not going to die. He could have not eaten something immediate. But the second thing I think is, was he really willing to sell his birthright for something so temporary? But friends, you and I do the same exact thing. How many times are we willing to sell heavenly things, heavenly glory, for temporal and earthly things? How many times are we willing to gratify the here and the now? So my question is, what can we do? How can we create in us the ability to delay gratification for something that God has promised us, which is better, so much better than the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life? Here's the secret. There's a psychologist, his name was Walter Mitchell, and in 1970 he did a study. He got 3 groups of children. The first group of children, he offered marshmallows and said this, "I want you to think of these marshmallows like clouds," and so they did. Second group of children, he said, "I want you to think about these marshmallows, how yummy and tasty they're going to be in your mouth, and so they did. And finally, the third group of children, he says, "I want you to think about pretzels instead." And he gave them a choice. He says, "You can eat the marshmallows now, or you can wait for me to come back and I'll give you more." The first group of children, the one who thought about marshmallows like clouds, they were able to withstand or to delay gratification 3 times more than the children who thought about how yummy the marshmallow would taste in their mouth. And get this, the children who thought about pretzels, they were able to delay gratification for the longest amount of time. What does that mean for us? When we are struggling with temptation and we are struggling with sin, we need to take our focus off the here and the now, and we need to put our focus on something else, on pretzels or on Jesus Christ. So here is my challenge and here is my secret. I want to be able to say like Paul when he says, "When I am weak, then I am strong." Why? Because God was his strength when he was weak. And so I challenge you to do this. This week, when you struggle, open your Bible to Isaiah 53 and spend time meditating on the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Because I promise you that the things of this earth will grow strangely dim at the light of his glory and grace.
And the things of earth will grow strangely dim in the light of his